I don't know what's going on. I got nothing. I nailed it how many shows in a row, and now I just can't seem to figure it out.
It gets funnier every time, though.
I guess. You see the
Not
panic
like-
in my eyes?
Not like pause them in your garage funny, but funny nonetheless.
No, now I've got PTSD right here, looking, waiting for his ugly face to turn the corner. Anyway, we've got a bunch to talk about. Let's get to it.
What are you guys doing?
Looking at Convo Pros, but they're only for Fox bodies. Man.
Them 4-hole Fox body Convo Pros? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's exactly what
They're
it
all
is.
either for a 4-hole Fox body or 5-on-5 15 by 15s.
5-on-4.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Unfortunately, I do.
Bogus.
Anyway.
Super bogus.
All right. What's going on?
So do we want to start off like
men?
Let's start off with controversy. Anybody watching War in the Woods? Watching the videos on that?
Yeah.
Man, every time I open the Facebook, I see people getting mowed down on the starting line. And I just think to myself, hey, self, that's a track I'd like to go to, but I can't focus good enough with a clear starting line to be able to do a burnout with a bunch of random a-holes.
Especially
between the guardrail and the freaking tree.
Especially
like I'm gonna mow y'all down.
You got a jungle fro strutting around. It's hard.
Honestly, it looked like there were a few jungle pros in that video. I literally have it playing on repeat right now.
Honestly, are you surprised we don't see this more?
No.
This is
I'm surprised we don't see this more often.
There are tracks out
for a while.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long for that, which maybe it happens and it's just not on the interwebs. But
I'm sure it does.
Some of these tracks, it's like I'd love to go there. I'd love to make a lick at
Yellow Belly.
Yellow Belly. I'd love to go to Brown County. But man, that Nova took one bad hop during the burnout and smash. They said somebody got life flighted out with like back.
Oh, like really?
Broken back or some crap. Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
Sounds like it was a whole big deal. There were people pinned up against the guardrail. One guy spilled his beer.
It's a travesty.
I don't mean to sound insensitive, but man,
just watching the video though and kind of pausing your way through it.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing that there's not people dead there. Like they're sitting on the wall.
Yeah, I had to watch it a couple times to figure out if anybody actually went under the car.
Yeah.
But yeah,
fortunately, it was a bunch of dudes that looked like me, and they got hit in the lower section, and they just kind of penguin flopped over onto the hood.
I don't know. There was some skinnies pinned up against the guardrail there at the end. It was not good.
It was a bad deal, but it is.
So the long story short, if you're going to stand between the wall or the guardrail and the car, you want to be between two people that are taller than you in the midsection. Like their belly sticks out further than your belly. So if y'all get pinned, you can get out. Them fat guys next to you, they're going to be stuck. It's motivation for me to lose a little weight.
I'll just stay fat and penguin flop.
I'll just stay fat and on the correct side of the guardrail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll never find me on that side of the guardrail anyway. You know why?
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not going to say it, but I just won't.
Because all the brain cells.
I don't want to get hit by a car.
Yeah. I'd love to not get hit by a car ever again.
Yeah, I don't want to go to a track.
Not falling for that again.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Twice.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
See, and that's even when Jungle Fro was out in the middle of the track. That was one of those things where I hung back while everybody was doing burnout, and I stayed where I was supposed to stay.
I can't believe you don't have the video on that deal, bro.
Video on what?
The crowd getting mowed down. I thought you would have like a visual aid.
You know,
so we could giggle together.
It's hard for me to download videos off Facebook. I mean, I can pull it up. Let's do it this way. Let's see if I can pull it up this way. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to try and find this video.
Here, you want me to share? Here, I'll share it.
Yeah, you share it. But no, there's been a couple incidents kind of like this. There was a nasty wreck where some guy nosed right into the wall. And I'm not positive he's okay.
No, turn that.
What a place to freeze.
I feel like John's about to share some stuff. Oh,
so
side boob.
This is the money shot right here.
Like side boob? How about that side boob? And bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, we had no idea that was going to happen. Oh, crap.
One dude right there
in our mind.
Tan shirt jumped up. He nailed it.
That dude?
In the tan shirt. Nope. Right there with the Gatorade. Oh, he jumped up. He was safe.
Whoop.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
This
Why
girl,
do they even let
like,
people on the track?
She's
like
man, I don't even like this guy that much. I wasn't even gonna.
It looked like she was just going to cop a feel at the end. It's like, here's my chance. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super breaking up with this dude. He's not even smart enough for us to stand on the backside of the guardrail.
He told me we would be fine.
My bad. I don't know.
That's pretty dumb.
He told me this was safe. If I had a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guarantee it's not the first time he said that.
But that's
we'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That's something we've learned a long time ago. Don't stand there. Even the street races that I remember back in the day, there weren't that many morons standing that close to the track or street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need what do you pay for those tickets anyway?
I don't think you do. I think you just wander onto the track.
I want to stand in the section where I can get hit by a Nova. What's the price on that? $65, $70?
Ultimate adrenaline.
I think that's one of them places where you just go in. Like there's not like $12 seats and then $13 seats. It's you pay your 10 and get in and you free reign. Go stand in front of the car. We'll see what happens.
John, I'm going to remove this from the studio, and I'm hoping I don't kick you out, but I might.
Oh, yeah, do it. I don't know what
Here, right.
Let me do it.
But
I stopped it.
Sweet. So, yeah, War in the Woods. There's been some nasty wrecks out there. Not just that Nova wiping out like a whole crowd of people, doing its best impersonation of a Mustang. I will say this: it still looks smarter than any of those. What do they call them? Takeovers.
Oh
Let's
man,
not talk about
takeover! Take that deal over.
Yeah, you want to see me turn into a grumpy old man? Let's talk about takeovers.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. The way I look at it, those people are getting hit every day. They'll eventually take themselves out. Darwinism
and
a real thing.
Hey, I would like to think they'll take themselves out, but I think the idiots are reproducing faster than the smart people. And I don't think they can self-regulate that way.
If you guys need to look up what he's talking about, the movie's called Idiocracy. It is now a nonfiction movie.
Yeah.
Fortuitous. It's very, it's.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
All right. This week's the week.
The week.
You got
It's
live
a big
feeds.
week.
You got live feeds coming from Rocky Mountain Race Week and Drag Week, and Drag Drive and Repeat is at Drag Week.
Live feeds coming from everywhere. From 8 in the morning till 10 at night, you can watch live feed. Starting at 8 a.m.
I'm the worst at watching live feeds because every time I tune into it, the track is down for a cleanup or something. And I watch it for 40 minutes and nothing happens. And the second I got to go to work or turn it off, they start it again. Ticks me off.
They're rolling somebody up in the lanes you really want to see.
Yeah.
So check out the stuff coming from those guys. Drag, Drive, and Repeat has already released a couple of really good interviews. They've released some cool pictures. One of which is that.
I mean, sorry. I looked at something else.
I really expected to get the reaction I was looking for here, fellas.
I'm out, man. Come on. Especially, historically, Drag Week isn't the place to take your freaking Bayliner. At least try.
I think this is the first sign of drag and drive fatigue. I think everybody's getting a little tired of some of the cars that are out there. I think it's getting to the point now where we've got some craziness going on. This should not be a Drag Week.
No. Historically, we like to think of Drag Week as being kind of a, I don't want to say elite, but
like Fro
racers.
Said. Well, no, Fro said before, Hot Rod Drag Week has that pedigree, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what that's kind of what I expect.
Yeah.
But
it looked like a heavily campaigned class at Drag Week this year was Street Machine Eliminator, which is all the dudes without the cert to run faster than 10.0. So they're all trying to get as close to 10 as they can to be in the bracket at the last day. I feel like back in the day, there was more of the caliber of cars that we associate with that pedigree. Am I wrong?
I think if you go back 2 years and you take this to all three of the major drag and drive events, which I would consider to be Sick Week, Drag Week, and Rocky Mountain Race Week.
And the circuit.
I think say what?
And the circuit.
Well, and the circuits are regional, but yeah, we all wore the same shirt tonight. I think Tom Bailey's going to look at this and go, get that crap out of here. It's not fast enough. I think Rocky Mountain Race Week's going to look at it and go, that's hilarious. Bring it on. And I think Hot Rod Drag Week should have been above this.
I thought you started Marketplace early today.
I did too.
That's great. Something to rival the Skadon't.
This is not. This is not.
You mean that? Oh, you mean that ran a 23? Yeah. $4.
I made a comment. We got a group chat going on with some fellas, and Mr. Stone Cipher's in that chat, and I mentioned, man, maybe someone should create an oddity or a sideshow class or a freak show class or an oddity class. He's like, yeah, Sick Week has it. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea.
What do you call it? The Sick Freaks?
Sick Freaks. Yeah, I think so. And that was really cool. I didn't know, that they had that class, but that's where that fits.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? And some of these cars, I like to call them sideshow cars, are faster than others. Remember the truck that I raced at Ozark?
The tractor.
Yeah, that's a tractor. That runs
yeah,
that's pretty cool, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I fully support that vehicle on a drag and drive event.
Yeah,
put them in that class though, because it's an oddity. It's a sideshow.
It's true.
It'd be a fun class, and people would create some fun stuff. I think to join in.
See, now I think if that boat shows up at the circuit, I think it would be one of those things where that's funny as hell. Bring it on.
Yep.
Is that what it is? Are we getting away from the fun of drag and drive? Are we getting tired of that?
No. I honestly, I think it's just your expectations. Expectations and reality are always two different things. I bet you $1 to donuts I ever go to, what's that place everybody goes to? Like Cancun. What it looks like in my head's not the real deal. I'll never go. But if I've been.
If you stay in the right areas, it's pretty awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
It's not bad.
But there you go to a good spot.
I always heard if you got visible tattoos, they offer you cocaine everywhere you go.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about. They'll spoke Spanish to me. They talk to my wife and speak English to her and look at me and speak Spanish. And I'm like, why?
She looks Spanish.
Everywhere we went. Yeah, they thought I just, okay.
Cool. First thing they say to her in Spanish is, did he make you come here?
No, they spoke to me in Spanish. They spoke to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But is that what you're
I think it's expectations.
Are we evolving? Is drag and drive evolving to boat cars and tractor cars and electric cars and only new muscle?
A wise man once said, it takes all kines.
It does.
It takes all those cars.
And I agree with that.
I don't disagree at all. I just expect cars to show up to drag week with the intent of drag racing.
So what would that boat car have to run before you would think, okay, it's good?
Man, you put a boat car in the 850 class and I'm down like 4 flats. Let's see if this deal sink or swim. Let's go. Come on.
Straight axle and put in gasser class? Heck yeah.
I mean,
that front end's going to catch air in the 850 class anyway, and it's going over.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it's going to need to be an 850 for that front end to catch air.
No. But I mean, you see that thing popping and banging and bumping in. Maybe I'll entertain this deal. Nah. Not today. Not today, Junior.
It's a 2JZ boat banging off the 2-step.
And there's a certain coolness quality to that, right?
There might be. Might be.
I've said it before, man. To each their own.
Yeah. Everybody.
But
with a butt for every seat.
I just don't get excited about stuff like that, I guess. Hey, how much you want to bet we see more pictures of that boat car than anything else at Drag Week or at?
Probably.
Oh man, that thing is going to show up. I bet I can't make it through my morning poop without seeing that boat car.
No way. No way.
Nope. If you can, then you're not a drag and drive guy.
Yeah,
You don't call yourself that.
I almost feel like we should start a counter. Start screenshot every time I see a picture of it.
Yeah. If I had a counter for every time I seen them people getting mowed down at War in the Woods, I'd. If I had a nickel, I'd have a lot of nickels.
I want to go at War in the Woods.
I do too. That'd be handy. That'd be a super good time. I want to go stand between the guardrail and a Blue Nova. Just see what happens.
I'm going to avoid the guardrails. I'll be on the other side.
I'll be in a lawn chair. You can sit in a lawn chair just a little bit up the hill with a cooler, and you can see everything.
I want to go
race. You don't have to be in immense danger.
I want to go race. They have a slow car class.
I mean, if I didn't have a slow car, I'd go.
Hey, what is the like the real deal street cars when they have the slow car? What do those cars run? Like real, you know what I mean? They're still faster than what I got, but I just
grab Fino.
I don't think War in the Woods has those, do they?
I don't know. They're gonna change the name to what?
I'm just talking about in general.
He totally lost his train of thought. You see that?
I did.
I watched it straight fall right off.
He just kept on turkey.
And
I'm done.
Yeah, they're gonna change the name. The Firebird in the Woods.
Yeah, Casey Max tore it up, didn't he?
Casey Max tears it up a lot.
Yeah. The old big block.
Oh, hell.
He was trying to figure out that LS combo and said, nah, we're big block boys. Let's go big blocking it out.
Yep. I watched those videos, pulled all that stuff out of his wife's car and tried to make it work.
Yeah.
So we have a chat with a couple of other racers. One of them is a pretty faithful watcher of the show. After last week's episode, did he change anybody's opinion on what we talked about on the show? Because I know we've talked about it since then. I know he sent a couple messages and
I responded with what I thought. So he makes good points. There's no doubt. But he mentioned because we kind of crap on the slower classes, right?
Right.
It's nothing personal, but I think what we didn't clarify is we were talking about it as spectators, right?
Yeah.
People going to an event.
What do you want to see?
Race. That's where. So we didn't really clarify that, but he mentioned, when you're in those classes, it's exciting and it's fun, and I agree 100%. If you're in the 13-0 class and you're battling out trying to knock off a 10th to catch the guy in lead, that's exciting for you, the racer, for sure. In whatever class, in the 22-second class, it's going to be exciting too. But
for a long time.
Well, I think where, like I said, we didn't clarify is from a spectator's point of view. You know what I mean?
Hey, it feels like I can remember sitting at Rocky Mountain Race Week, and I don't remember when it was, but I remember sitting in the stands watching cars go down with you, and you're going, man, I got to do this in my wagon. And I'm pretty sure the next year I did that in your wagon.
Yeah, you got to go.
My bad. But you weren't like, oh, man, I need to go. You weren't looking at the 850 class going, man, I need to do this in my wagon.
No.
You were going, your exact words, I think, and I might be throwing words up your mouth, where I don't care if I'm in the 13-0 class. This looks like a fun time.
Yeah.
I can remember you saying that.
Because I'm realistic. My expectations are very realistic about what I have. Because I don't know if I've said this before. I bought the motor for this wagon off of Marketplace for $800.
I remember finding it during my morning.
You found it. I went and got it the next day. $800.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had less. It saw the braking oil in it. I called the machine shop when the guy handed me all the paperwork. What it is was a young guy who got a bunch of credit cards and maxed a whole bunch of credit cards, and his wife found out. Like I said, young man, early 20s. His wife was like, "I'm going to leave you unless you sell all this junk and get your credit cards paid off." So he was selling everything for whatever you get out of it. And I didn't know that till I got there.
I bet she was pretty.
It's that motor. I had to replace cam and lifters, but I replaced it with the exact same cam and lifters that was in it. And then I did buy some real cheap aluminum heads. Whenever at that point, I wanted a power tour car. I didn't want a drag race. So I bought heads that are not good for what I'm trying to do now, but they're better than stock. They're better than the 305 heads that were on it when I got it. So I was realistic about it. Yeah. Now I don't want to be in the 13.0 class. I mean, I'm still kind of in that range without the nitrous, but I mean, I have nitrous. I don't have to do that anymore.
I don't have to live like this anymore.
I don't have to live like this anymore. And I got a plan rolling. There's something going to be changing about the car in the next, being realistic, in probably about a year. I'll have a new motor, a different motor.
Yeah.
But I think
a little more.
I think if we go back into some of the earlier episodes where we're talking about stuff like this, I think we were a little more excited about 13, 12, 11-second cars. Because we were being realistic.
That was attainable. I could go out there and run 13.0s.
Exactly. I think now we've become a little bit desensitized to that. I think that happens to everybody. And
that's what was awesome. And so, attracted me to the deals. There was a lot of them. You could take your slow hot rods out there. Everybody, you go to some events. If you're on a 13.0, what are you doing with that junk here? You kind of look down on. Even if you should go to test and tune sometimes. If you didn't have a 10-second or faster car, then what are you doing here? You're kind of just taking up space at this track.
I'm only trying to please one person.
Well, exactly. But there you get a whole, we've all been there. You know what I mean? And so when I seen that everybody was so accepting and encouraged everybody, especially Rocky Mountain Race Week, that was the first one where I saw how much everybody encouraged each other, and it was a big family. It still is a big family. You know what I mean? I don't think that's changed at all. But the caliber of cars definitely has changed.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. In some ways.
All of our cars have gotten better since we really actually started doing the events. Or
sharks don't swim backwards.
Yeah. So.
Even mine, and I don't race.
Huh?
Even mine, and I don't race.
Ooh, your car's going to be pretty after this weekend.
Do we want to talk about your car before we get into
who?
Yours.
I don't have anything to talk about.
You have no updates? Perfect.
Oh. Nothing I want to talk about. Let's put it that way.
So there's a reason why Bo has no updates.
I spend all my time working on Fro's car.
Because he spends all his time working on my car. My God, do I need to go on a diet?
You can't tell from these pictures.
You ain't got to lie.
That car is very, very straight compared to where we started.
Very, very straight. And
it's nice.
It's almost upsetting how good that car is right now.
You didn't mention it. A weekend before, our buddy Mike came out and helped block a little bit.
Mike did come out and help block a little bit.
And then last weekend, our buddy Eric came out and he did quite a bit. He stayed busy.
He was excited. Like he's
got a relationship with this car. He grew up with this car kind of like you did.
And that's what I was going to say. I've known Eric since the 4th grade. I sat down next to him when we moved into that town and I started going to that school. I sat down next to him and we were friends. I mean, he was there. My mom helped teach him how to drive. I mean, my mom took both of us out to the chats.
It's hard.
And let us drive.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I got to get out before I forget about it. In this picture, you can't tell, but if you look at my right foot, my pinky toe is very broke in this picture. It still is right now. My pinky toe's humongous right now. You know, that was just a few days ago. Anyway,
So
I'll throw that out there.
Bo is working through the pain.
Yeah,
but no, Eric does. He's had my mom considers him another son. He's ridden in this car. We learned to drive together in an old '65 Chevy pickup. Like we know each other.
Yeah. Well, you made the comment, man, you didn't have to come in. I didn't invite you here to work on my car this much. And he said, man, I've been waiting to come work on this car. I want to. And he did.
And
he worked more than you did.
He did. He did.
I mean, no offense, but he did.
No, he's that guy. Like he's a go-getter. When it comes time to work, like he works.
Hey.
And I tend to be a little apprehensive because when it comes to body work, I feel like there's a lot of times when I'm sanding where Bo will step back and go, "Hey, you can stop now." There's a lot.
When you see all that bare metal, stop. You've done too much.
So it's one of those things where I feel like I don't want to be the guy who screws it up, and I feel like a lot of times that's what I am because
it's real easy to fix.
And I get that, but it's just generating more problems, and I don't.
That's how you learn.
And I'm learning.
Who's better car to learn on than your own?
And I am learning. And when this is all done, I get to be very proud of that.
And the amount you're paying me to do this, you can afford to mess up a couple times.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, by the way, Devin did look at me today and go, he said, "Did Fro drive my scooter?" I said, "Yeah, he did." I said, "Did he not plug it back in?" He's like, "No, it wasn't plugged in. I don't know. You did something, but the cord was stretched out or something like that." I was like, "Man, I told him to take care of that junk."
So
you're in trouble.
Devin has this little electric scooter. It's an awesome little electric scooter. It is definitely not rated for my big ass. So I picked up the charging cord and set it on a box next to the scooter, and then I hopped on the scooter and went and got a drink. And I came back and parked the scooter and didn't put the cable back. I knew he was going to spot it as soon as he walked in.
I told him, I said, "Man, he looks at the cameras and yells, 'Devin, I'm going to take your scooter.'" He does it every time. So I figure you guys are good.
But there were other problems this weekend.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. One problem.
It was fine. Everything turned out fine. It's all good.
We didn't know that until about these pictures.
Hey, there was a couple problems. It wasn't just one. John did some exciting stuff this weekend. There were some plans put in place. Stone Cipher, another buddy Jimmy, showed up and brought something for John to try out. And I'm going to let John tell you all about that.
We did. So we like science. We're all little scientists
weird science
in our own head. A little bit of weird science going on this weekend. So I run E85, and I have a little baby 850 E85 carburetor on my big block Chevy. And I always want, like everybody else, I always want to go faster. So showed up at the track, ran the car, made a pass, and then
made a good pass.
It did almost exactly what it always does because it's ridiculously consistent for me being so slow in the melon. But pulled the E85 out, put 110 in it, put a really nice carburetor on it. It's a little bigger carburetor, but a good gas carburetor. Everything looked good. Man, it sounded so cool. I love the way it sounded on gas. I don't know if you could tell the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I could tell the difference. It sounded snappy.
Yeah, as soon as you started doing the burnout, man, that thing sounds good. Sounds crispy.
Yeah, it was good. It felt driving through the lanes, just firing it up. I loved the gas thing. As soon as it launched, I was like, wow, this feels lazy. And sure enough, I think it was 0.3 and 4 mile an hour slower. And I hit the shift. I did everything. Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, and it was just slower. Put the E85 carburetor back on, swap the fuel out again, and boom, ran the exact same number almost to the 100th that I did the first pass of the night. So learned something there, and I have $100 worth of 110 that I don't need. Because
can you see right above here? There's a little red jug.
Yeah,
that's 110, just 1 gallon though.
Yeah,
that should be about the same price.
That's for the nitrous fuel system that I don't have anymore.
I got 2 jugs. One has 5.5 gallons in it, and the other one has about 4.5. So we got that going for us.
So some science didn't turn out, man. I know I was stoked. I was like, man, he's gonna drop 2 tenths and get 4 mile an hour out of this deal.
Yeah,
I was like, fingers crossed. At least a tenth. You know what I mean?
Man, if it had went the same number, I'd have been happy.
Yeah,
because the same number on 110 and have a carburetor that I can just throw 93 in when I leave the track, I'd have been okay with that. Even if I had to cut it with a little 110 to bring the octane up, I'd have been fine with that.
So this whole reason,
but there's zero chance that I'm going to go even 0.3 slower.
No, it's not worth it.
Just to be able to run gasoline.
But the whole reason you were getting away from E85 was just availability, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have to carry a 55-gallon jug with you in your trailer and all, you know what I mean? It was convenience.
Well, that and like there's 3 E85 stores between here and work. I'm moving back to Oklahoma, and evidently in Northeast Oklahoma, they can't even spell E85.
Nope. I've said it before. If we had E85 in this town, I would probably run E85. I don't see why I wouldn't.
I'm kind of thinking ahead. Like maybe I figure out how to get this thing not on E before I get moved back, because that seems unhandy having to drive to Joplin to pick up a barrel of fuel.
I'm just not a big fan of storing lots of fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that and man, I got a 25-gallon tank in my rig.
Yeah.
Just to be able to go 100-ish miles. That hurts.
I bet you that's going to change when you do your next stuff.
Like EFI that deal?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was the deal. So like pass number 1, E85 carburetor, pass number 2, the fancy deal with the 110, pass number 3, E85, same on the number. And coming down the return road, I was like, man, this smells like, what is that? And I flipped on the dome light, and my dome light is like a redonkulous amount of LEDs. And when I flipped it on, all that light is just reflecting off all of the transmission smoke, because there was fluid just puking out. Yeah. I hope I didn't ruin the track for anybody, but it didn't sound like it. They kept running cars, so either people didn't care or whatever. I don't know. It was fine. Yeah, I got back to the pits, and they were like, hey man, that was a car 186. They need to check that transmission. They knew what was up. And sure enough, we got under there, and there was so much transmission fluid on the bottom of the car. I had no idea where it's coming from. So I said, boom, boys, this thing goes on the trailer. We're not dealing with this tonight. The next day, fast forward, here we are. We throw it up on the lift. I washed it off. I washed the bottom of the car off at the car wash, because that's a smart step one if you got that much transmission fluid. We throw it up on the lift, and I'm kind of walking around gathering my thoughts and my tools to be able to start pulling exhaust and drive shaft and ultimately transmission. And old Ruben starts shooting it with some brake clean and wiping it down with a towel. And he's like, man, I've cleaned this front pump a couple times, and it looks like there is transmission fluid coming out of the bolt holes. Like, no freaking way.
Leaky boat holes.
And I just reached up there and give them a little nipple twist, and boom, they're out.
Twists.
Yeah, that's all it took. And we look up, and boom, you can see them ones at the very top. There's like 2 threads showing between the head of the bolt.
Man.
And the pump. Yeah. And here I am on the brake at like 4,200 RPMs. I'm guessing it was coming out good at that point. So ultimately we cleaned everything, tightened those up, started it, warmed it up, no fluids coming out, kind of ran it up in gear. Nothing came out. So guess we're fine.
Added that to the checklist.
Made a bar change, checked a couple other deals, and
because once again, someone smarter than us told you, to move your bars back.
Yeah. Quit spinning tire. Go back to smashing that deal.
Well, when someone that has the experience says it, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But hey, in our defense, it was I make the adjustments on the shocks to not smash the tire as hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's still the same outcome, just different ways of getting there.
Yeah.
And better ways.
Like, yeah, you could, I mean, kind of the way it was put to me, like, yeah, you can experiment with that, and that's cool and all, but maybe start with air pressure and shock settings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like we've talked about air pressure before.
Maybe take the hardest path first. Anybody ever try that? Yeah.
Every time.
My boy.
Speaking of the hardest path, I'm standing in the shop and I'm watching Jimmy and John looking at the car. And I wish I'd have recorded it because I think there was about 17 times where John looked over and he went, "Why do I not have one of these at the house? This lift is the coolest thing I've ever seen."
Hey, John and I talked about it several times. If we had a lift, the underside of our cars would be amazing.
Dude, you have no idea how nice the bottom
hang out
of
on
my
it.
car looks.
I would get a lawn chair and just camp out.
Look for stuff to do. Man, we got under that car, and I was like, "Hey, I know it's bad. Don't look that hard."
He did, and he judged you every step of the way.
Not me. I crawled.
Not you. No, I'm not talking about you. Ruben.
I crawled under the car and I immediately looked over at Doherty and I went, "Man, this thing looks a lot less like crap than I remember."
Man, I've done a lot of work to that car. The bad part is I've done all that work literally on jack stands in the garage.
Imagine if you had a lift.
Oh, man. I'd be making that thing look way prettier.
Well, I'm working on a shop. This deal may be happening finally.
Hey, you and me both. We're both going to have one of them deals.
Yeah. And I've already expressed to my wife, that's why I need the height I need with the building, because I would like to have a lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to have a lift before I have insulation. I know that's backwards, but that's just how I'm going to do it.
But I'll say this now that I've seen pretty much every lift in action that you can think of. I would rather have a 4-post drive-on lift.
Yep.
Than a 2-post. I don't really care for the 2-post.
Why?
I just don't. I don't feel as safe under a 2-post as I do under a 4-post.
What's safety got to do with it?
I worry about that.
Man, that 2-post lift is safe enough.
Pretty safe.
Like that dude, you can get to everything. Man, I want to make my brake lines look good now. I want to cut out that janky stuff I've got up in the floor pan area.
Mm-hmm.
You should get a lift and a plasma cutter in about 6 hours.
Hey, also, yeah, if I was up on a lift and I was just hanging out with a plasma cutter, I think I could take a few pounds off of that deal. That'd be easier than eating salads for 6 months.
Yeah.
All right. Bo, do you have a date on this?
Yeah, the 29th.
29th.
September 29th.
So it'll be right after 301.
I said that with full confidence. Now let me check. Yeah, September 29th.
No, it won't be right. It'll be the weekend after 301.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Sunday. 29th is a Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, the 29th.
So not this weekend as we are recording, but next weekend.
What else was going on that weekend? I thought something else was going on. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But Cars, Coffee, and Drags, Tulsa Raceway Park. I don't know why it doesn't say Tulsa Raceway Park on there. That's wild.
Me and John had this conversation. I don't know why I don't go to Tulsa more often.
It's a good track.
If you MapQuest Mocan from my house, it's like 11 minutes shorter than going to Tulsa.
It just seems longer.
Not really, because going to Tulsa, it's all turnpike. It's all 70, 80, 85, whatever you do. Compared to the miles, it's like a 25-mile difference, but because you go through the towns and it's 55 most of the way to Mocan, it's about almost the same time. Don't get me wrong, I love Mocan. That's home track. But Tulsa's a really nice place.
I remember, I think the Hot Rod Central Cruise is the Saturday before that. This month they're going to the Undercliff. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But that cruise is coming up again. What else do we got coming up?
September 21st is the cruise.
Okay, so never mind. That's this weekend.
Yeah, this coming weekend. And I would love to go. And I could take my car as long as I don't have to go over part throttle and any kind of RPM. I'll be good.
Those guys usually do kind of tootle along.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll still do burnouts. Did I mention that? It's finally learning to do pretty decent burnouts. That's good. That's important.
That is good. I think we finally made our move. I think we're definitely we are definitely all signed up for PRI. We are all going to PRI. I believe we all received our confirmations today.
Yep. I got so I don't think John knows this because we haven't talked about it. I reserved a room. Our buddy Devin's going with us. So there's 4 of us. I reserved a room. I tried finding a room with 2 beds and then a couch with a pull-out. So there'd be 3, whatever.
Why can't we just get one big bed?
I mean, if we weren't such big dudes, then we could do that. But it would be a little tight. Anyway, Devin didn't know you were going, John.
Really?
Yeah, so I told him today, and he's like, well, there's 4 of us. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, he goes, I'll bring a sleeping bag. And I go, for what? Like, I know these guys great. I'll sleep right next to either one of them. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really don't. And he goes, well, I'll just bring a sleeping bag and sleep on the floor. I said, man, you don't want to do that. That's a hotel floor.
Yeah.
Let's think about that. Okay.
I know what people have done on that deal.
Right. Exactly. I don't want to go into any further stories on that deal, but I said, man, worst case, we can go buy a $20 single blow-up mattress, air mattress, and do that. We're sitting there talking, and he whips his phone out and starts playing on his phone. He's like, I'm just going to get another room. So we now have 2 rooms. So everybody will have their own bed. I think Devin's like, you shack up with me and give your room up to John and Fro. And I said, yep, that's fine with me. I'll sleep with whoever. It don't matter to me. Either one of you guys. But so we have rooms. We are registered. We all been, ready to go for the show. I signed up for a class, which Devin made fun of me for. whatever.
And I'll say this: I've traveled with Devin before. I have shared the sleeper in a tractor trailer with that man. I don't know what he is nervous about.
Well, I could think of two things. One, either you're going to make a move on him, or two, he might make a move on you, and you don't want that to happen. So, I'm kidding.
You don't want to see. You don't want to wake up and see me over there on top of all the covers, wearing nothing but a CPAP.
I've already told Bo he has to give me a copy of his room keys so that I can go in there and just swap out in the middle of the night.
Maybe he's scared of your snoring.
It's very possible. I do snore fairly bad.
Oh, well, I snore too. I think all of us do.
I don't.
Bo has video of me at the door of death.
Yeah, you and Jimmy, it was scary.
You can't even hear the CPAP with me sleeping. Hey, if we want to talk about race week for just like 30 more seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 36 cars in the 14.0 class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The top three have a 14.0 something average.
Mm-hmm.
11 cars in the 13.0 class.
Wait, what?
11.
What'd you say before that? What class?
13.0.
Oh, you said 14?
No. 14.0, 36 cars.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, okay.
13.
11.
11 cars.
Okay.
12-second class. Somebody guess.
16.
40.
I almost said 42.
40.
It's a good class.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars have a 12.0 something.
A 12-second car you can drive on the street is a quick car.
And it's I think probably moderately campaigned combo at a bracket race.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I like that class.
Yeah. Anybody want to take a swing at the 11.0 class?
I'm sticking with 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I have no idea.
28.
28. Well, that's more than I thought.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars have an 11.0 something. Shoo, buddy. Yeah.
Good race
class.
No crap.
That's good
10.0 class. Hey, guess that one.
16.
17. You were so close that time. I knew you were going to say that.
Kind of set me up on that one. Thanks.
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars have a 10.0 something average. Little buddy Red Hat Scotty bang out a 10.004 today, and he's currently in 6th. But there are like 1, 2. There are 2 cars in front of him that haven't turned into time slip, so they're probably still thrashing to try to get a 10.0 something.
Yeah.
The number 1 car and the number 5 car are still swinging for it. It looks like. Man, if we were watching the live feed, we'd know, but we're not. So there you have it.
Seems like a ton of breakdowns and like bad luck with trailers already.
Oh man,
yeah.
This one
like totally ditched the trailer. 9.0 class. There's 2 people with a 9.0 something average. That's cool. NA small block. Number 1 yesterday was a 10.05, 1020, 1030, 1090. 14 cars in that class. NA big block. So sad. There's only 7 cars. And it goes from a 995 to an 1165. Like, come on, people. Whip out old Hip National. Build you a big block. Throw it in your shit box and let's go race. Let's do this. Make NA racing great again.
I talked about doing big block thing, and me and you have, and I was like, my biggest deal is I don't want to spend $1,000 on headers for big block G body stuff. found some right now on Marketplace for $400.
Buy them right now, just in case.
They're hooker. They're actually decent headers. $400.
Stick shift class. It looks like there was maybe 17, 16 started that class. Number one right now with an 884 after yesterday, Mr. Rich Guido. Fancy.
Yeah.
Bill Hagan, 887. Bill Armstrong, 918. I don't know if you ever heard of a lady named Tess Wood, 1067 yesterday at 111 miles an hour.
She's fast.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10-second cars, a 9 and 2 8-second cars in the stick shift class. That's crazy, man. Like there's so much stuff going on, and like mine's a solid 1050 car. Let's call it what it is. And I'm doing too much in that 884 and literally having to work multiple things. Like I got a clutch and all kinds of things going on. That's crazy. Sorry, I think I've lost the audience. My bad.
No.
But it's sorry, I like looking at it. Once they start putting up the results, I like looking at what people are doing.
Does it say how many cars have bowed out yet?
No, we don't have that information. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because after the first day, I mean, half the people on here could have, but I mean,
I just feel like I've seen more people at this event be like, man, I'm done, I'm out. You know,
Gasser class
sucks.
Steve Narks in his 70 midget banged out a 1443 yesterday and a 1342 today.
Knocked off a whole second. Woo.
That midget looks really good in gasser form.
The midget is cool.
It is really cool in gasser form.
Ultimate Radial is apparently a wildly separated field. A couple of 7-second cars and and then 10, and then somebody got them at 20. That's
just
yeah.
Who was the photographer who dealt with the trailer fire?
Roadrunner Media had their trailer catch on fire.
Yeah.
That had to suck.
When I read that, they lost all their cameras and equipment and merch and everything. That sucks.
Yes, it does.
Hot Rod being led by Walter Doyle with a 863 average. Rowdy Radial
4.
That's why we need to put 26s on the fair lane and a Cody with a Whipple.
Hey, what are their times? Rowdy Radial's really running.
Okay. Let's okay. What the hell did I do? Rowdy Radial. 581 out 997 631. What? Something's wrong with my.
So there's one car in Rowdy Radial running 581.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah. Yeah. 580 drops to 630. Rowdy Radial's not a hard campaign class this year, it looks like.
And it should
Limited
be.
Street. Steve Willingham jamming it out, 851. Felicia Smith. I don't know if you've ever seen the orange CTSV.
Once or twice.
The orange one? Never heard of it.
No, never heard of her. 895.
So a 581 is like about a 9.0 pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're back on Rowdy Radial?
No,
yeah, 581's a quick car. Yeah, but it drops to out at 997 after that. So
I thought it went to 630. 630 is still high 9 or 980.
Not a heavily campaigned class this year. Pro Street, 8s, Outlaw Street,
Now that we've lost the audience entirely.
Yeah, my bad.
You guys ready for Marketplace?
I'll never talk about Drag and Drive again.
Fire.
Oh, wow. Jason Hurley in the unlimited class, 753. And Earl, name has a lot of letters. 2000 Mustang around 722. All right. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but this is what I'll be doing the rest of the week.
All right. So there's your 45 minutes of Drag and Drive, and then we talked about some car show stuff.
We really only need one.
I'm joking. I don't care. We did this so we can talk about what we wanted.
That's what's going on right now.
It is what's going on right now.
That's what we got to talk about.
All right.
We can't always talk about grumpy old man stuff.
Doherty, you want to read this?
Midlife Crisis, 2006 Chevy hog ass cam. 2006 Chevy Silverado with a hog ass cam, Texas Speed Parts top end kit. Built 4L60 with a 2500K stall. Was told it was Circle D, but cannot confirm. Nitrous Express kit with no bottle. Headers into Y pipe. And that concludes the exhaust. Feel like he's exhausted that subject. Monster notch and static dropped. Spike lug nuts add 40 horsepower each. That's a lot of HPs, boys. That's a lot. Interior is pretty nice, except for where somebody spray bombed some of it. Not sure what he means by spray bombed, because that could be a double meaning. Headliner doing GM headliner things, needs tires, bad. Annihilates the right rear below 50 miles per hour. I don't know why you don't just Lincoln Locker that deal.
Yeah.
Traded for it and drove it about 1,000 miles. Need to sell it before I go to jail. Not officer friendly. Kid I got it from drove it 4 hours to get it here. Make sure you have money for tickets and child support before purchasing. If it's listed, it's available. If you send me, is it still available? I'll send you eggplant pics. We'll trade for 63 Chevy truck, maybe a 64 to 66 if I like it.
Well, I don't know why he traded for something he didn't like. I don't think you have to include that.
All I know at this point is Bro has asked this guy if it's still available numerous times.
Like 17 times now.
Not one picture of an eggplant has come through. Not one. Like I'm expecting different versions of eggplant going on here. No, not a one.
Yeah.
Think he's a liar.
Obviously.
Think he's a liar.
When we go to the picture, I'm going to say, I can't believe Fro hasn't tried to buy this truck.
I do like this truck.
This looks like his jam.
I can't see Fro driving a truck with a hog ass cam.
Man. And a bullet antenna.
I want that for him.
And way too big of a rear bumper. Like, what? Why do you go to all this effort and not put a roll pan on it?
And he actually swapped that bumper. That's not a factory bumper for that truck. That's from your year model.
Oh, I know. I can't believe you haven't tried to buy this deal.
That's because I'm trying to keep my money together so that I can buy the next one.
Trade him your Ford for this deal.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Old Forky's made out of trash, so
throw in a little boot. Yeah,
I'm not gonna ask you guys.
Maybe go faster through the pictures.
Huh?
I said, this is a heap. Maybe we go faster through the pictures.
I'm not going to ask you guys a price because I know that this was actually sent to me by Bo.
Yeah.
This truck is, I did have John guess, and John missed by a bit. It is a $9,300 truck.
That's what he was asking for.
It's not a $9,300 truck.
It is because that's what he's asking.
Well, that's what the asking price. We don't know what it sold for.
Yeah,
it's gone.
That's true. It is sold.
Everything's worth what somebody will give for it, not what somebody will ask for it.
It is sold. It is gone. This is the one I want. And they're going to make fun of me for it. I don't care. 2000 Chevy short bed, 2000 Chevy short bed, custom paint job, shaved door handles, power windows, tilt, cruise, cold air, stereo, runs and drive. The punctuation in this is so horrible because there's commas where there don't need to be, and there's no commas where there needs to be. Shifts perfect, 20-inch wheels and tires. Tires are in great shape. New dual exhaust with Flowmaster, new cold air intake. I have the stock original stuff. Also, custom hood scoop grills, no rust. Ever. What's crap? Pretty low miles, clean title in my name, new headlights, and some other stuff I'm sure I'm forgetting.
Like a period. Man, look at them side pipes. I mean, I can cut them deals off.
There's a whole lot wrong with this truck that could be easily fixed.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Also, real quick, side note, this is 3 weeks in a row that you've had Marketplace that has had eggplant stuff in it.
That's true.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. I see a theme happening. Okay.
It happens.
It's a very eggplant heavy show.
Yeah. Lots of eggplant. Where do you start with this? You got to get rid of the side pipes.
So,
Got to paint that chrome front bumper.
So, yes, this truck has a lot of what we would mostly refer to as grandpa stuff going on it. The Super Sport badges on the door have to go. There's another Super Sport badge on the tailgate that has to go. You take the side pipes off, they have to go. At the very least, take those chrome grills out of the back of the hood and paint them black. Throw away the grill that's in it. Paint what's there, get rid of all the chrome, and you've got a pretty solid truck. The
flames are cool. The mirrors are nice.
Flames are cool. Mirrors are nice. I like the shaved door handles.
I mean, I like flames. I don't want a vehicle with flames on it, but those are good looking flames.
I do. I want a vehicle with flames on
I'm
it.
super paranoid about the shaved door handles because what if the popper don't work?
Yeah, that's why I won't do it.
Then you're trapped in it for the rest of your life.
This thing's like, well, I mean, you only have to use them on the outside. So, like, if the flames get so hot that it actually catches on fire and you're passed out inside of it, the fireman has to break your window because he can't find the door handle.
That's true. That's true. And that pretty much takes it out of drag and drive because shaved door handles are not welcome on the strip.
This is very geetered up old man stuff.
It is very, very geetered up old man stuff.
$89.50.
Ooh. Like, we really got to guess?
Yeah, you really got to guess.
Man, I don't want to give $89.50 for this deal, but I feel like the dude wants like double digits for it.
I almost said 10.5.
I think that's where he's at 10.5, 11. Maybe that's where he's thinking. But he's done a lot of work to this, and it's wild because I thought he had spent all his money on a bag of weed.
You probably trade that for a Corvette in Florida.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe you go ahead and pay full price for it.
You get some.
Go trade it for a Corvette.
All right, Fro, hit us with it.
Asking price on this one is $11,500.
Woo!
Yeah, I shot low on purpose.
$11,500.
I like the blue around the flames.
I do too.
Very mindful.
Bo, you want to read this?
Very demure. 73 Nova. This is a 1973 Nova, 2-door coupe. It's an older back half race car. It is basically what you see. Read it just like it says. No engine or transmission. Please review photos to see condition and what is included. Do not know what gear ratio, as we did not build or race the car. It has been sitting on jack stands at our house for several years. Clean and solid car. And before you say it is not a 73, just know has been cloned to look like a 70 car. And I have included the VIN photo for your reference. It does have a clean Arkansas title and our company name.
Huh.
I dig it.
They didn't clone it very well. I mean,
It's still got the giant quarter windows.
it's got the giant quarter windows. Who would want that?
I know a guy.
I don't not dig it. So that centerline.
I don't even know what those are.
Hellcat, centerline Hellcat, maybe.
Warriors.
Centerline Warrior.
I don't know. I'm going to type in Centerline Warrior just to find out.
I am talking out of my ass.
Yeah, I think it's a Warrior, dude.
I mean, I really do too, but
No, it is. It's a centerline Warrior.
nailed it.
Nailed it, man.
Sometimes I know stuff. Got drum brakes in the front, boy. That's
Yeah, you want to back half your deal and then drum brake. What my goal is to die as fast as possible. We're doing race car stuff at Lock Supply.
I don't know what motor it had, but it probably had some nitrous from the looks of it. There's a line lock right there. Boy, they needed that deal.
Yeah. I'm sorry. There's a vacuum canister up here. You got one just like that somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, John.
Honestly, I dig it. I dig it with a big old shovel.
What's your
I
guess?
fix a lot of bad things on it, but I do dig it. Man, I don't know. It's hard to tell if people are completely high or if they're.
Well, not only that, they've had it for years and they're not doing anything with it. Some sitting on jack stands. Are they just want to get rid of it?
Yeah. Do you just want your $5,000? Maybe $4,000?
Maybe $4,000.
Man.
I would give $4,000 for this car right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
The doors are gutted.
They're gutted AF.
A lot of work needs to be done to that car.
A lot of
All the work. All the work.
Basically, John needs to put his subframe under it.
Dude, it
That would
needs
be
a
a good
lot more
start.
than just a subframe.
I just need a couple weeks with John's car and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Be looking like this in no time.
Pretty sure I already got a lot more car than that car.
No, John's will look better than that.
All right, give me your guesses.
These are impossible.
This is impossible to guess. I feel like this $5,000 car, the guy could want $3,500 for it or $9,000.
$9,750, Bob. I don't know. I mean,
Show me the money.
let's see it.
7,800.
Yeah.
I
he's right in
almost said 8,500 again.
He's right in the middle of sanity.
Yeah.
Not like sane, but not like insane.
Yeah.
All right, final marketplace of the night.
Ugh.
I'm going to warn you. I had picked out something that I was going to throw up here, but I got made fun of for my choices in the group message this week. So I went ahead and took the trebuchet / catapult off and switched over to this.
1965 Chevrolet Impala SS convertible. 1965 Chevrolet Impala SS convertible, barn find. Factory black with white top and interior. Bucket seats, air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, console tech. Numbers matching 327 V8 with 2-speed power glide. Runs off a bottle of fuel. New gas tank, carburetor, and electronic ignition system included. Yep, that's what I expected. It looks solid from this angle. It's in a nice garage. I love those taillights. I like the back end of this Impala. This is a good Impala.
The reason I chose this car is because it is really good.
It looks really good. Good job, bro.
Once again, this is an impossible car to try to price.
Yeah, man, it's got this.
Price.
This isn't the car for somebody that wants to make a nice one.
No,
there's far too many things there that are far too gone. But if you wanted to just build a good tub to cruise around in, like you grab this deal, yank everything out, throw a couple seats in it, a little mild powertrain, do a little power tour build out of it. Plenty of room in the back for a cooler.
Man, that's so much work.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it was a bunch of work, and now it's still worth whatever this guy wants for it.
So what are we looking at on this one?
I don't know.
About the only thing I'm leaving out is there's about a fist size chunk of paint missing off of the front driver fender.
Yeah, I still don't want to give more than $2,500 for it.
I don't think that's going to hurt the pricing on this deal. Oh no, I was going to buy it. Now I see,
you see that interior and they go, man, it's got a little blemish in the paint over here.
That's one of those pictures that you can smell. I can smell that interior.
Yeah.
Smells like mildew and rat piss.
How many things peed in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a guess.
Oh, I already threw it out there. I'm all in at $2,500.
Okay.
No, it's got to be, somebody's got to be asking more for it. It's got to be worth more than that, but I just see so many dollars that have to be invested for it to be even
say 55.
Kind of good.
It's going to be a lot more, but I think it's 55.
See, and I kind of, I'm just going to throw it out there. He's asking 10.
I knew it was going to be more than that. That's what I just said. To the right person, they're going to pay $10,000 for that car. For the person that's looking for that car,
absolutely. And that's, as someone has said to us several thousand times before, everything is worth whatever somebody will pay for it.
I knew it was going to be more expensive because look at the other cars in the garage next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bet he has a planter by the front door of the garage.
Oh, crap, dude.
Damn. But that guy probably does.
Come on, man.
What?
What does that mean?
Look at this pretentious a-hole.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're good.
Get that slid
Do
over.
you really have a planter over there?
I mean, I don't. My wife might.
Oh, my bad. I was referencing a different Facebook place.
Do you know what she doesn't know, though? That planter can't grow plants. And we can't figure it out. Definitely doesn't have to do with me pouring stuff in there. So.
Yeah.
Like.
Nothing's going to grow in that planter ever.
Right.
All right. Anyway. What's your closing thoughts on tonight's show, Bo?
Sometimes getting your timing and rotor phasing correct is hard. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Doherty?
Good luck at Drag Week / race week. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody. Thanks, everybody. Good night.